The AI bubble just got a lot worse. It crossed the point of no return, and it's getting much bigger than the dot-com bubble or the housing bubble, which means that if it's going to crash tomorrow, it is literally going to take the entire global economy. Most importantly, it is going to impact your retirement, your savings, because your retirement accounts invest in the S&P 500, and the largest companies in the S&P 500 are the first losers of the AI bubble. But if you pay a very close attention, there is a very great opportunity inside it that you can actually use to make far more money than you can possibly imagine. But to do that, you have to understand what is happening with the AI bubble in the first place. So this was the business model for software businesses such as Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Google, you name it, over the last 20 to 30 years. They already had like a proven business model. Think of YouTube. YouTube was already selling ads like Meta. All you had to do is just spend more money on building that infrastructure, and it's going to generate even more money. So the business model was simple. The more money we're going to invest here, the more money we are going to make in the future. But this is very different from what's happening with the AI right now. We are spending so much money on building the AI infrastructure, and we don't even have a guaranteed way to make money out of AI. We don't know whether these data centers will make money. We don't know whether these AI models, even though that they're really great models, and I literally use them on day-to-day basis, we don't know if they are going to make enough money to break even at least the investments that these companies have made. But we are still pouring a lot of money into this AI in the first place, which means that we don't know how this AI is going to make money. Now, here's the problem. What is a bubble at the end of the day? A bubble is when everybody is paying so much for an investment and suddenly we realize that this asset is not going to make as much money as we thought initially, and early investors will suddenly start selling off and the bubble is going to burst. Think of the 2008 financial crisis. Those houses were real. They built them. You could actually live in these houses. But then in 2008, investors realized that there are far more houses in the market than the demand for them. And secondly, the people who purchased these houses didn't actually have the money. They borrowed that money to purchase these houses, which means that if there is no demand for these houses right now, they cannot make these investments back, which is why investors sold their mortgage-backed securities, which is why the bubble burst. But later, those house prices have actually recovered, and today, house prices are much higher than they have been back in 2008 when they have collapsed, or even at the peak of the 2007. The same thing happened with the internet. Back in the late 1990s, the valuation of these internet companies were insane. And of course, early investors sold off, which crashed the market. But if you look at the valuations of the exact same companies today and compare them to 1990s, it is mind-boggling how much these companies have grown. And now look at the top 5 hyperscalers. Just this year alone, these companies are about to spend $805 billion. Most of that money has already been spent on the AI infrastructure. Now here's the question, how much money they're earning? They will earn about $37 billion in total from AI from enterprises, because that's where the vast majority of the revenue is coming. So if you basically replace the word AI with a house, you understand what is happening. If you have purchased $805 billion worth of houses and you are only going to make out of them $37 billion, now you realize that you made a bad investment, which logically means that you should be selling that investment, and a massive sell-off of that investment crushes the bubble. In fact, things are getting even way worse than that. These companies are already running out of money. Yes, Amazon, Meta, Google, they're literally spending so much money that they don't have much money to spend on AI, which is why now they want to borrow money to spend. So operating cash flow right now is growing by 23% because of AI. But their CapEx, which is capital expenditure, which is how much money they're spending to build the infrastructure, is growing by 70%. So by looking at these two numbers, you can see that if your spending is growing by 70%, but your revenues are growing by 23%, it's a matter of time before you run out of money. And by Q3, the combined free cash flow of the hyperscalers are going to be literally zero. So when your free cash flow goes to zero, that's when the valuation of your company, at least on paper, should drop because you're no longer making any money for investments. So you can think of free cash flow as the real money that investors get at the end of the day. So the reason that tech companies and especially software companies are so insanely valued at trillions of dollars is because they have so much free cash flow. If you compare a software business to a Ford or a car company such as Ford, you realize that Ford has so much expenses that they sell per car that their free cash flow is really tiny. So even though that Ford might actually be selling as much in revenue basis as a tech company, the tech company is usually much more valued than a car company because the software business has much more free cash flow. And now these companies by Q3 of this year is going to have a combined free cash flow of $0. And how do you think they will keep funding AI? Exactly, debt. So right now, they have already borrowed $225 billion. And the total borrowing for AI spending by the end of the year is expected to be $400 billion. And this is where things get a lot more dangerous than you can possibly imagine. When you're borrowing money, you have to pay an interest on that debt, which means that if you don't pay the debt, then the debt is going to grow on its own. Think about it this way. Let's say you have a mortgage. What is going to happen if you miss your mortgage payments? Your total price of your house is going to rise. So if you keep missing your mortgage payments, at one point you will have to default on that loan. The same thing happens with your credit card. If you're not going to pay your credit card interest payments on time, then your debt is going to accelerate, which means that $10,000 could easily turn into $20,000, then $100,000. So there is a very huge difference between spending your own money to build AI and borrowing money to build AI, which means that you no longer have that option. You will have to sell that investment if that investment is not going to earn you money to pay back the debt. And the problem with these investments is that these companies are borrowing money and they're buying GPUs from NVIDIA. And these GPUs have a lifespan of 3 to 5 years. In most cases, it's just 3 years. And these investments are not earning that money back. Imagine if you borrowed $1 billion and you bought so many GPUs from NVIDIA, and the lifespan of them is 3 years. But within 3 years, these GPUs are going to earn you $200 million. And now you no longer can use these GPUs. Now here's the question. You still have to pay the bank $1 billion, but there is a gap in your investment, which is $800 million. And suddenly you gotta sell some of your investments or you gotta do something, otherwise you are going to go out of business. And this is the exact problem that these companies are facing. And this is why this is so different from all previous investments. Even if you compare this to the housing bubble. Yes, the housing bubble have collapsed and house prices has crashed. But that was very different because people in the back of their heads, they understood that these houses might not make a lot of money today, but in the long run, over the next 20 years, these houses can be rented out and they will still generate enough revenue to at least break even of these investments. But in the case of AI, that is not happening because the lifespan of these GPUs is 3 years. Best case scenario, it's 5 years. And the reason that it will take down with it the rest of the economy is because we're all invested in that. Top 10 hyperscalers or the top 10 companies that are massively investing in AI represent almost half of the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 since 2023 has doubled. And all of your investments in 401k, the Social Security, everybody is invested in the S&P 500, and the S&P 500 is literally all these AI investments, which means that if these companies are going to go down, the S&P 500 will go down and everyone else is going to go down. Do you see how big this crisis is? It is literally bigger even than the 2008 financial crisis. And if you're old enough, was watching this video, you know how disastrous was the 2008 financial crisis. It took down not just the US economy, but it triggered a global financial crisis. But there is one giant but. Even though that the bubble should burst and take down the economy, There are three reasons why that is not going to happen. First of all, the government needs AI. The defense contracts this year has risen to $90 billion. The government is like, we need AI and we are going to do absolutely everything possible to make sure that AI is going to become the foundation of our economy, because we want our drones to be AI driven. We want Pentagon to be AI driven. We can use AI to mass surveillance everybody, not just the US, but literally the rest of the world. So when the government is like, we need AI, we are going to spend enough money to make AI possible. And that means that we can print money, which means that you don't even have to worry about these investments. We're essentially going from a free market economy to a state-driven economy where everything is being funded by the government. If the average person is not going to spend on these AI subscriptions, then the government will step in and fill that gap. And the Pentagon's budget is about $1 trillion. So if they end up spending about $150 billion of that on AI, then AI will most likely is not going to burst. Secondly, the government is going to simply choose the winners. Remember what happened between Anthropic and government? Anthropic is a private company. They can do whatever they want as long as they obey the law. But suddenly the government is like, you can't do this. We are going to control AI, and if you're not going to follow what the government is going to say, we are going to blackmail you, we're going to shut you down, and we're going to give these contracts to another company that is going to do what the government is asking, which is OpenAI. And if OpenAI needs another $1 trillion to survive, then we are going to give OpenAI another $1 trillion. By free market standards, OpenAI should have collapsed a long time ago. But now nobody believes that OpenAI is going to collapse because now it's entirely backed by the government. And thirdly, the US is closing the doors for China. The biggest risk to AI is that China is dumping so much AI into the market that the cost of AI is going dramatically down. And that means that all these investments that these hyperscalers made on buying the GPUs, building the data centers, it means that we are never going to make back the investments that we have made in AI, because now the cost of AI is significantly lower. And that's the danger that is coming in from China. But the government is like, don't worry about it. We'll simply shut down China from the US market. The same thing most likely is going to happen in the European countries, because the European Union is the closest ally of the United States, which means that if you want our latest AI models, you also have to shut down your doors to China. And something like that, I think, happened recently when Donald Trump literally started imposing tariffs on the European countries because they're just buying too much from China. So European countries and the European Union will be forced to basically close their doors as well. So even though that China might come with a cheaper version, the rest of the world, especially the Western world, will have to overpay for AI for these companies to earn back their investments. Here's what should happen versus what is actually going to happen. Whenever there is a bubble, let's say it is a housing bubble, everybody is basically pouring money into this investment and the price of the asset is rising dramatically fast. Here, the market realizes that we have overpaid for it and they start selling. The market then crashes. And then over time, slowly, the market recovers and then it even becomes much bigger than it was even previously. That happened with the internet companies in 1990s. But with AI, the government is intervening and breaking this cycle. The government is like, no, we're not going to let it crash. We're simply going to keep it the way that it is by pouring money into it, by keeping it alive for as long as possible until AI is going to be profitable. Whether this is going to be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, the government will stand behind it. These companies that are today spending so much on AI, they're large enough to wait for the AI to be profitable. Take Meta. Meta is also spending so much on AI, but on the other side, they already have a proven business model. So they're already making so much money from ads. So all that money is coming from ads and keeping the company alive. In the short run, yes, the price of the stock can actually collapse, but it doesn't mean that the company by itself is suffering. They already have a proven business model that generates them dozens of billions of dollars. So they might actually experience their stock to go down, but it's not going to take the company down. Now, the same thing goes for Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and so on and so forth. Secondly, as we have talked, the government is standing behind them. Now, here's the most important question. How do you actually use this to profit from the market? Now, first of all, you should not do a stupid mistake and go and invest in companies that will go broke. This doesn't mean that there won't be companies that will lose. It doesn't mean that there aren't going to be companies that will go down. Maybe, yes, this is not going to be the top 10 largest companies, the hyperscalers. This is not Nvidia or Google or Microsoft, but there are going to be companies that will go down, and you should avoid them at all costs. Secondly, the large companies, their stocks will plunge in the short run, and that's the opportunity to buy the stock. So you have Microsoft, this stock goes dramatically high and it's basically turning into a hype, and then investors will sell and the stock might crash by 20%. So you don't buy when it has actually reached its peak. You buy it when it goes down much lower, and then you buy it at its bottom and the stock is going to recover. But how do you know at which price you have to buy the stock? Well, if you know how to analyze stocks, you will certainly be able to do that. For example, in the Investing Academy, I've analyzed Microsoft Live, and I basically showed why it makes sense to buy the stock if the price of the stock is below $390. And everybody in the Investing Academy probably purchased that stock below $390. It went to $360 and $70, but now the price have recovered to $464, and everybody who bought it below $390 made a lot of money. So if you were part of the Investing Academy, you would have already made money from this AI collapse that has already been happening over the last 6 months. The third way to make profit out of it, and this is probably the best way, is to find smaller players who are going to be the biggest winners. But to do this, there are two things that you have to understand. Number one, how AI works. And number two, you have to know how to analyze these companies so that you're picking a good company. So if you want a step-by-step guide on how to profit from AI, and you want to know when exactly you should be buying which stocks, go and join the Investing Academy. The link is in the description of this video.